Meet Dr. Jose. He's a periodontist, a diamond cut above the rest, yet his bedside manner is warm, welcoming, understanding, and inspirational. And of course there's Dr. Torres. She has the philosophy that time is measured to the extent by which it is used and not to the extent to which it passes, making her exact, deliberate, and beautiful as a perfect diamond. And then there's Dr. Chon. Hands of a surgeon, mind of an engineer, and the heart of a hero. Previously on The Tooth, the Whole Tooth, and Nothing But the Tooth.
Just to let you know, it's hard for me to smile. I don't smile because people look at you funny. I was talking to a coworker one day, and he was sitting in his chair, and I was standing over him. And he looked at me really funny, like he was looking in my mouth, and he's like, "Well, what's wrong with your teeth?" And at that point, it just made me cry because he didn't understand what I was going through. And so that's why I'm here. Lately, I just drink smoothies, or if I do eat, I eat little because I can't chew my food. I can't eat properly.
Today, Rosa is back for her digital smile design. A digital smile design, or DSD, is a technical tool which is used to design and modify the smile of patients digitally and help them to visualize it beforehand by creating and presenting a mock-up of their new smile design before the treatment physically starts. Let's take a look.
What do you think, girls?
Oh, let me see. Give me a big smile. Oh, you are gonna love it. Are you ready to cry?
No, my mouth is sore.
Rosa is taking photos for her digital smile design reveal. But she still has not seen her new smile with her own eyes.
This is you before. This is what you look like today.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Little tease.
And this is the reveal.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that! Oh my gosh!
Yep. So here's the a before next to the after.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Oh my gosh! Wow! Is it gonna look like that?
Yes, that's what it's gonna look like.
Oh my
That is
gosh!
amazing. And I didn't even touch you yet.
So that's the before and after.
That is amazing!
We got another
Oh,
one.
now we got the modeling
Yeah.
picture.
Oh my gosh! Look at that!
That's you.
That's a smile I used to have.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Didn't I look like me?
Look at this.
Plenty, okay?
Oh my gosh!
There
Oh, look at you. Oh my God.
Don't post that anywhere.
This is
Oh my
just for
God.
you.
Oh.
Oh
So
wow!
that's you. That's everything.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's okay. You've been here for a while.
Thank you,
Are you excited?
I am so excited.
Oh, good. Next stop, surgery.
Oh my gosh!
I wanted you to be able to see.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I am going to look amazing. Yes.
In order to have a dental implant and teeth at a later date, the person may need more bone to anchor the implant. There are several ways to reproduce the bone so that your jaw will be able to accept a dental implant. These are called bone grafting techniques. A softer mix of bone substitute is placed where bone is missing and covered with a tarp called a membrane. This graft also grows bone. When the bone heals, a dental implant is placed and allowed to heal, and the final tooth is placed on it. Bone grafting procedures are safe, and their success keeps improving with new technology. The advantages far outweigh the risks, giving you new permanent teeth that should last you a lifetime.
Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to another day at our practice. This morning we have Craig, who is missing several teeth on the upper right side, and we're building back. So we have to place a couple of implants and eventually do a bridge across to replace those missing teeth. Now in Craig's situation, which happens, it's actually a very common thing. The longer you've been missing teeth, well, we all have hollow spaces, sinus cavities. There's several sinuses in our skull, but what we're concerned about is the maxillary sinus, which is in the posterior jaw on the upper. Now this cavity is really nothing. It's just a cavity, and as we breathe, air travels through there. The cavity has a nice lining and all that good stuff. And of course, sometimes we get sinus infections and that cavity can become inflamed. But what happens often when you're missing teeth, when you're missing the upper posterior teeth, the sinus cavity can start to expand. And as it expands, it does so at the cost of bone, meaning if it expands downwards, now we're losing that bone volume that we had. And that comes into play when we want to replace these missing teeth with dental implants. Now we don't have that height of bone that we need, right? Because an implant has to go into bone. It needs to be surrounded by bone. We cannot just put an implant and have it extend into the sinus cavity, because that will lead to issues, problems, and not to mention the implant just won't have stability. But what is very good and what's often very predictable is to grow bone in the sinus cavity. So what we're able to do through the mouth, access the sinus, we create a little window, access that lining, we can lift that lining up, and now we can put bone grafting material in, and that becomes very predictably very solid bone that we can anchor an implant into. Often, just to save the patient two different surgeries, we can actually combine implant placement with the sinus augmentation all in one visit. So it's one surgery and it's one and done. And Craig's going to be nice and numb, not going to feel a thing. This is all just local anesthesia. Very easy for us to do. We do this several times a week, just this procedure, and it's extremely predictable. So that's our game plan this morning, is to put in 2 implants and do a sinus grafting procedure all in one visit or one surgery.
My name is Craig Smolin. I had some bone loss on the top right corner of my mouth, so I ended up losing a tooth, and I was without a tooth for quite some time, and the 2 teeth that were next to it were starting to get bad as well. So it was finally time to get the bone grafting done and get some teeth put back in. It was kind of weird not having a tooth back there. The one next to it was causing pain because it was always loose, and things would get caught back there, so it was just kind of problematic. So my dentist recommended that I had gone to somebody to find out about implants or doing something like that. And the first place that I went to, I thought was excessively high as far as the price is concerned, so I wanted to double check with a second place. I knew this place specialized in implants, and the pricing they gave me was significantly less expensive than the other place, with actually more work being done. So far I've been extremely impressed with them. It's just gone smooth so far, so I really got no complaints. They've done a great job. I own a mortgage company, a mortgage brokerage called Advantage Star Mortgage. They can reach me at 240-299-0644. We specialize in purchases and refinances. I would just say don't wait any longer than you have to. Just go ahead and do it. It's not as painful as you may think. It's been very little pain after the process, and it's kind of a lengthy process. It takes about 6 to 9 months to get the whole process done, so you kind of really want to get it started right away so you get the teeth back in as soon as possible. But they've been great, they really have. Hi to my wife Andrea and the kids Caroline and Elizabeth.
And they're not, we didn't plan for you to better back it up, huh? So the procedure went well. Craig did really well. He was nice and comfortable in the chair. We started off with going into the sinus. We grafted first, and then we went back in, and still using guided surgery. We put in 2 implants into the proper positions, and then we sutured and stitched everything back up. Everything really went textbook perfect. Everything's going to go well for me.
Today we're going to do a ridge augmentation, which include adding some bone so we can have thickness to provide Julia with the perfect implant positions for better aesthetic.
So I am getting ready to get some implants in, and so I have to get some bone put in first so it can support the implants. Well, I've had partials in, which is like kind of dentures, for a while, and so after, I don't know, like a decade or so, I decided that it's time. That way, like, I'm afraid it'll break or something on me, and now I want something permanent. It stems from my mother. Like, we all kind of have like the hereditary bone loss in our gums, and so they've never been to the extreme where I have, because I lost a tooth so early on, a front tooth at that, and so they never had to go through what I'm going through. I mean, I'm sure they had bone grafting and all of that, but not replace missing teeth. Just oral health. I mean, I'm getting older, so I don't want to have this in my mouth any longer. My dentist, my regular dentist, it gave me a referral to come here. So I called them and the rest is history. I saw Dr. Torres last time I was in, and she explained to me everything that was, going on and what's going to happen. And I did speak to the staff as well, a couple of the women in the front. I would probably say take care of it as soon as you can, so it doesn't get worse. Because I think if I would have decided to do it sooner, I wouldn't have had that much bone loss and probably didn't have to go through the whole longer process than it would typically take. So I'd probably say take care of it and also just have good oral hygiene at all times.
Just finished with the ridge augmentation surgery on Julia. Everything went well, fantastic as expected. Now it's the recovery time. We need to heal for about 4 to 6 months before we can go with the next step, that it will be the implant placement.
Today, we're going to see Mr. Chon. We're doing a single implant on the upper right side. A little deficient height, just a little bit, so we're going to add a little bit of bone when we do the implant. Typically the case for these back areas. Pretty straightforward, we'll get it done.
Well, my name is Jasmine. I am Dr. Chon's lead surgical assistant. I've been here for a year and a half now. So as a surgical assistant, I kind of describe it as like a dental nurse. We set up all the surgeries. We are like the doctor's backbone. So we are like his left-hand man or right-hand man. We set up all the surgeries, bring back patients, to do the x-rays, pretty much everything. You're working for like the top periodontists in the DMV. I think that is what made me want to come here, and you know, everything about this office and the staff is like over the top.
Last thing is we gotta just get an x-ray, make sure everything's seated and everything looks solid. But besides that, you know, Jasmine's gonna go over some post-op instructions after do's and don'ts and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. All right, any questions for me at all? No. All right.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, absolutely, it's my pleasure. So we just finished up seeing Mr. Shaw. We did the implant in site number 3 with a little sinus bump in that area. Went perfect. We opened it up. Bone was super dense, which is always awesome to see. So we were able to kind of go through our drills and do everything that we need to do. Implant went in super solid. We were able to do 2 steps in one form because the bone was so good in his case. And now we're just gonna get a final x-ray, make sure everything looks solid with it, go over some post-op instructions, and then we'll kind of watch it for the next 3-4 months or so and make sure everything's good. And once everything's all set, you know, he'll be ready to roll to get a crown on that guy.
My name's Jamie, I do front desk here.
My name is Katia and I'm an admin here at Columbia Center for Implants and Periodontics.
Hi, my name is Nadia. I am a part of the administration group up front.
My name is Kayla. I am part of the administration front desk team. Hello, my name is Martha. I am administration here at Columbia Center. Just check people in, answer phones, basically anything that needs done up front.
We greet patients, help patients with any concerns or questions about their treatment or about their treatment plan, and we make sure patients are comfortable and happy.
We schedule appointments, take payments for surgeries, send any post-op, pre-op instructions that people need for the day before, the day after, just in case, getting their mind a little bit eased for what they're doing.
So we do processing, we check patients in, we do insurance, making sure to prep the patients for their appointments, getting them ready for the next step, and making sure they feel welcomed and that their visit is great.
Yep, we expedite the flow of day-to-day business in the morning, and then also the day before we do spend a lot of time at the end of the day just planning for the following day so that we are more efficient throughout the day.
And now, a message from Dr. Jose.
Hi everyone, I'm happy to be here and talk about something special. You know, our patients have put a lot of trust in us, and you know, treating them and being personal with them and treating their teeth issues and rebuilding. You know, it's a joy for us. And you know, over the last few months, it's been amazing growth, and our relationship has even expanded through our TV show and our affiliation now, our partnership with Dr. Markman, our local plastic surgeon, who's amazing. And through that, through our discussions, we wanted to figure out a way to give back to our patients and our community, because essentially we wouldn't be here, we would not be thriving without our local patients and our local businesses. Through COVID and everything, small businesses have been hurt, and with that, it's about employing our local people as well, people that are patients of ours, and their moms and family, and so we thought, let's figure out a way to give back, and so we are introducing a credit card that essentially, instead of your 1% to 2% back, you are now getting 10% back, and it supports local businesses, and that's the whole idea. It's not for these mega chains. We call it the VIP Plus Rescue Card, and the whole intent is to be able to support local businesses and encourage all of us to go to local businesses and spend our money instead of going to big chains. And then as part of that, we get more money back in our pocket that can go towards our credit card payment. So I'm excited to introduce this, and stay tuned to learn more about all of this.